This
So that's
conference
pending.
will now be recorded.
So we try to finish all the ES6 today, and tomorrow onwards we go with the React.js features, concepts, all these things, props, states, different kind of concepts, all these things we will see from tomorrow onwards. And today we will go with the remaining part in the part of ES6. So we already discussed something in ES6. What is a feature called let? What is a feature called const? And what is a feature called template literals? Template literals. And one more is default parameters for functions. And one more is for for of loop. So how to work with the for of loop? All these things we got discussed, and the remaining things we will close today. And today I'm going to be closing with the ES6. And let us go with the next important feature called arrow functions. Arrow functions. So basically we know normal JavaScript functions. How to write normal JavaScript function? Function name, function name, function name, function name, curly braces open, curly braces close. For example, if I want to define some normal function, if I want to define some normal function, how to define normal function in JavaScript? Function name, hello all, function name. Function is a keyword to declare any function. Name of the function is hello all, and which is going to be having something curly braces open, curly braces close. And what is this? This is function body. This is function body. Okay. So what I want to do today is I want to declare with different kind of functions in JavaScript first. Then I will go with the arrow functions. So how to write a normal function? How to write a normal function? Functions in JavaScript. Functions in JavaScript. Why? Because of some people don't know about functions, new people. So that is the why reason I just want to explain about functions first. Then I will go with the new feature called arrow functions. So functions in JavaScript. In JavaScript, functions are defined with function keyword. Function keyword. In JavaScript, functions are defined with function keyword. Function name is our custom name. Function name is our custom name. Whatever the name you want, you can put the name. Our custom name. You can define the function name as a custom name. Any name you can take. Any name you can take. This is not predefined. Function keyword is predefined. Function name is your wish. And function name rules and regulations. Function name rules and regulations. What are the rules for the function name? If you want to define a function, don't start with the first point. Function name don't start with the number. Function name don't start with the number. Don't start with the number. This is the first important point we have to remember. Function name don't start with the number. And second important point, function name should not have spaces. Function name should not have spaces. One more important point, function name should not have any special character without underscore. Function name should not have any special character. Should not have any special character. Special characters without underscore. Without underscore. Underscore only allowed. Without underscore, any special character will not be allowed for the function name. And one more important point, function name should not be a keyword of JavaScript. Function name should not be a keyword from JavaScript. Keyword from JavaScript. So these are the different kind of rules and regulations whenever you are going to be defining some function name. First rule is function name don't start with number. Function name should not have spaces. Third point, function name should not have any special character without underscores. And fourth point, function name should not be have keyword from JavaScript. Function name is not a function. Function name is not a where. Function name is not a let. Function name is not a if. Function name is not a switch. Function name is not for, something like this. So there are some JavaScript keywords available. Those particular keywords we can't able to use inside the function name for the function. Function keyword is important. Then function name is important. Hello all is my custom name. Hello all is what? My custom name. So I can define this function name. I can say that any kind of function name, but this particular function name need to follow some rules and regulations. If it is custom, custom means custom. You can define any name, but at any name వచ్చింది కదా అని చెప్పేసి ఏదైనా రాయాలి. There are some rules and regulations we need to be follow. So those particular rules and regulations I'm going to be defining here. Then I'm going to be writing a simple function, guys. Function hello all. This is the function body. What I want to do for this hello all? I'll let just I'm saying hello all. That's it. I'm writing some function. That function is going to be having something. Can you see this? I'm defining some function called function hello all. Inside the body, body is actually available inside the curly braces. And I'll let hello all. Then finally, I just want to execute the program. What is the output of the program? Nothing. What is the output of the program? Nothing. Why? Because of you are defining function, but you are not calling the function. You are defining some function. Function declaration is okay, but you are not actually accessing the function inside the script. So how to access the function? The second point, a very important point, is call function or access function. Call function or access function. How to access function? Very simple thing. How to call function, how to access function? Very simple thing. Whatever the name of the function, you need to be make it call. Whatever the name of the function you have, that function name you need to call. That's it. Hello all, I'm just calling. We are defining some function, we are calling the function. That's it. Okay. What is the output of the program? Just guess. Output of the program is simple alert box. Output of the program is simple alert box. We are defining a plain function, normal function. That function got executed. When function got executed, we got the output. Hello all. Okay, so there are multiple kind of functions. There are multiple kind of functions. The second kind of function, this is the plain function, normal function. This is the normal function. This is the plain function or normal function. There is the one more kind of function called function with parameters. Function with parameters. Function with parameters. How to define a function using with parameters? Okay, so I want to define a function, that particular function having some parameters inside. So let me write a function. How to define function? Function. And now I want to define with add. And I want to define with x comma y. X comma y. Now you have to tell me what is this x, what is this y. X is the first parameter, y is the second parameter. A number of parameters you are going to be adding with the comma separate. Number of parameters we are going to be adding with the comma separate. So function add is the function name. Add is the function name. Inside the parenthesis, we are going to be giving two parameters. First parameter is x, second parameter is y. So parameter names also our custom defined ones. Parameter names also our custom defined ones. Now I want to define something like where z is equal to x plus y. Where z is equal to x plus y. I want to print alert box. Alert z. Alert z. That's it. That's it. Very simple thing. I'm going to be defining a function keyword. Function name is add. Inside this particular parenthesis, we are going to be giving two parameters. First parameter is x, second parameter is y. And where z is equal to, in the body of the function, we are going to be defining one more variable called z. Z is equal to, z is the left side value. Always right side value is placing into the left side value. Right side value x plus y. Some operation is going to be performed. X plus y, some operation is going to be performed. So whatever the value for the x, whatever the value for the y, those two particular values are going to be addition or adding. So one is the plus is working for concatenation, plus is working for addition. If you are going to be providing numbers, plus is working as addition, arithmetic operator. If you are providing strings for the x and y, it is going to be working as concatenation operator, concatenating. Now finally alert z, alert z. Okay, I need to call the function. How to call the function, guys? How to call function? Call function. Now call the function, add x and y. I need to pass two values. For x, I am passing value called 10. For y, I am passing a value called 12. Now, if I execute this particular program, we got execute two functions. First function is say hello, sorry, hello all. Second function is add function. When add function got executes, I got alert something like 10 plus 12. 10 plus 12 is going to be adding in the z, alert z will come. Output of browser is two alert boxes now. First alert box is this, second alert box is this. Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, let me execute the program now. So refresh the program. First alert box is hello, hello all, and the second alert box we got 22. 10 plus 12. 10 plus 12 basically 22. Okay, so I need to call the function one more time now. Add of something like Srinivas and comma. I'm going to be giving something like now you tell me. Now you tell me. I'm passing two parameters now. The first parameter is Srinivas, second parameter is Gorantla. Srinivas is going to be adding to the x, Gorantla is going to be passing to the y. And x plus y, Srinivas plus Gorantla. Z is equal to Srinivas Gorantla. Second alert box. Second alert box. First alert will be 10-12 execution. Second execution will be Srinivas Gorantla. So now you tell me the output. Output is very simple. First alert is hello all. That is the first function execution. First function already executed. Second function executed. Second function calling two times. First time we are calling with two numbers. Second time we are calling with Srinivas and Gorantla concatenating. First time we are calling, we are making addition. Second time we are calling, we are making concatenation. Why? Because of string plus string. String. Number plus string. Integer plus string. Integer plus float. Integer plus float. Float plus string. String plus number plus string. String plus number plus string. Number plus number plus string. Number string. Finally string. Number string. First number is going to be making addition, then it is going to be making concatenation. So later we will discuss all these things in the part of JavaScript. So next class. Okay, so coming to this one, we got a function with parameters, and one more kind of function. Function with return type. Function with a return type. So this is the one more kind of function. So how to define a function with return type? Function with return type. So how to write a function with return type? Let me tell you. So I'm going to be writing one more function. This is called a subtraction, and where z is equal to x minus y, and return z. Return z. Now you tell me how to execute output of this. Where subtraction value. This is going to be returning. This is going to be returning of subtraction of 12 minus 4 or 12 comma 4. 12 comma. So try to understand this third kind of function. Third kind of function is function with return type. Third kind of function is function with return type. What I'm doing here, subtraction is the function name, x comma y two parameters, z is equal to x minus y, return z. What is this return is going to be do? What this return is going to be do? Whenever function is executing, some value is going to be giving to the variable. It is going to be returning something. So whenever you are going quitting the room, you are going to be making the lock the door. So you have the another work. Whenever you are completing the first work, you are doing the another work. That is what actually returns. Function is one work actually. Whenever this function is executing, some work is going to be done. When this work is going to be done, some other work need to be executed. That other work is actually returning some value. Whenever this function is calling, it is going to be returning something. Whenever you are going to be attending the marriage, you are taking a gift. You are going with the gift. You are giving the gift. That is what actually returns. Returns. You are doing the job. You are getting the salary. Returns. Sir, you are going to restaurant. You are eating food. Returns. Going restaurant is one work. Eating food is another work related to that particular work. So when this particular function is executing, return value is going to be taking. That return value somewhere you need to be stored. So where I am going to be storing? In another variable called sub value. So finally alert this subtraction value, whatever the subtraction value we have, that I'm putting there. So finally execute this, guys. First alert is hello all. Plain function is executing. Second one 22. Third one Srinivas Goretla. The last one is 8. Last one is 8. What is this 8? 8 is coming from 12 minus 4. 12 minus 4. What is that 12 minus 4? Basically 8. So returns some value.
This conference will now be recorded.
Now you see the arrow functions now. Now you see the arrow functions. Arrow functions are very, very simple, guys. So see the difference between the normal function, arrow function. Function expression, where sum is equal to function of a comma b. We already written this now. Function with return type. Sorry, now this is function with return type. So function a comma b. A comma b is nothing but what? 2 parameters. And return a plus b. What is this a plus b? Some addition. A plus b is what? Some addition. So document dot write sum of 2 comma 3. Then document dot write br break. So this is the normal function, plain function. But how the same function we are writing into arrow function. This same function which is going to be replacing with arrow function. That sum function is very simple function, we know that. But the same function, how to work with the arrow function. See, can you see, observe, where sum is equal to, this time, this is the let sum is equal to a comma b. A comma b, nothing but parenthesis, so parameters. Inside parenthesis, you need to give 2 parameters. Then arrow is nothing but your curly braces open, curly braces close. Arrow is nothing but what? Your curly braces open, curly braces close. That's it. That's it. हो गया. Document dot write sum of 2 comma 3. Arrow function is very, very simple. Arrow function is very, very simple. Without writing curly braces open, curly braces close, and without writing function keyword. There is no function keyword in the arrow function. Anywhere you find a function keyword, anywhere you find arrow curly parenthesis, curly braces open, curly braces close. No. So what is output of this program? Can I switch off this one? This is all normal plain functions. You can just practice this all. Now I want to execute the plain function first. What is the plain function output? What is the plain function output? We got 5. Return value is 5. Now I want to execute arrow function. If I execute arrow function, what is the output of arrow function? As usually 5. Sum 1. Both are same, na? 5, 5. 5, 5. First 5 is from normal function. Second 5 is from arrow function. Both are same. Output is same, but writing function, declaring function is different. Declaring function different. So let me write a document dot write break. Let me take a document dot write break. Now I want to write a normal function. Let's say hello. Let's say hello. This is going to be having, what do you want to do? Something like alert, hello all. Just normal function. Let's say hello is equal to. Okay. Now see, let's say hello. Let's say hello. Say hello is my function name. I'm declaring some function. Say hello is equal to parenthesis arrow. Parenthesis is the function declaration, right? Parenthesis is the function declaration. Then say arrow alert hello all. Can I call this say hello? Can I call say hello? Then what is the output of say hello, guys? First of all, hello all will come. Then 5 will come. Let me write a complex function. This is simple function, right? Is this simple function or not? Is this simple function or not? Let me write some complex function. This is function with return type. Sorry, this is function with parameters. Huh? This is what function with parameters. And this is what function with, this is plain function, normal function. But arrow function. Okay, so let me write one more example. Let full name. Let full name. How to get full name? We need to add the first name and last name. Let full name is equal to parenthesis fname plus fname comma l name. So inside parenthesis, I'm going to be writing parameters. Then finally, I just want to add. I just want to go with what I want to go with alert fname plus l name. That's all. Now I need to call the full name. How to call the full name? Full name of something like Srinivas underscore comma. So try to understand about arrow functions. Arrow functions are very, very important in the part of the React.js. React.js completely arrow functions people are writing. Arrow functions are basically faster than normal functions. And one more time, this is going to be a simple syntax. Shorthand method of plain function. Shorthand method of normal function. The big number of lines, no need to write. One single line, complete things are going to be executing. No need to write a lengthy lines, no need to write a number of lines. You can write everything into the single line. That is called arrow function. Don't confuse with this. Interview question. Syntax for the arrow function. Interview question. They are going to be doing some mistakes and they will ask what is the right answer for this arrow. So try to understand what is the output of the full name, guys. So first output is alert, hello all. Second output is Srinivas Gorantla. That's all. 2 alert boxes there. So this is about the concept of arrow functions. Just try to understand. The next one, classes. Very, very important now. Now go with the classes. ES6 basically having some partial object oriented. ES6 basically having partial object oriented. Plain JavaScript ES5 there is no concept of class. But in ES6 there is a concept of class. Now object oriented programming, the structure of object oriented programming is very, very simple. Basically we have some class. Class is the concept of object oriented programming. Class is nothing but some constructor. Class is nothing but what? Some constructor, which is going to be, class is nothing but a factory, which is having some predefined functionalities. And one more definition for the class. Class is encapsulation of properties and methods. Class is encapsulation of properties and methods. Or class is nothing but a factory. Class is nothing but some constructor. So there is a one classroom. Classroom is a class. Village is the class. City is the class. Animal is the class. For example, I'm taking a class called animal. So this animal class we can able to create n number of objects. Object is nothing but blueprint of the class. Object is nothing but what? Blueprint of the class. So this is the class. From this class, I want to generate two objects. I want to generate two objects. The first object is basically horse. Second animal is something like bull. The first object name is horse. Horse. Let me write the first object name is horse. Second object name is something like ox. So what about horse? What about ox? Horse is animal. Horse is animal. Ox is animal. Ox is animal. Can I take one more object called a dog? Dog is animal. Dog is animal. So we are going to be creating a number of objects for the class. Now tell me for this animal, we are going to be having lot of properties, lot of methods. Lot of properties, lot of methods. What are the different kind of properties for the animal? What are the different kind of properties for the animal? So animal is going to be having number of properties. First of all, animal name of the animal, you can specify as a property. Age of the animal, you can able to specify as a property. Color of the animal, that you can specify as a property. Breed. Huh? So I will take three properties for the animal. One is the name, one is the age, one is the color. One is the name, one is the age, one is the color. This is not a color. Huh? This is color. One is the name, one is the age, one is the color. Three properties available. Now tell me methods for the animal. What are the different kind of methods for the animal? What are the different kind of methods for the animal? Animal is eating, hunting. Animal is eating. For example, animal is eating. Second method, animal is walking. Animal is singing. Whatever it may be. Some kind of operation, some kind of functionality, some kind of work, that is called method. Some kind of work, that is called method. So animal is the class. Animal have some state. That state is nothing but property. Animal have some behavior. Animal have some behavior. Animal have some functionality. That behavior is eating is one behavior, walking is one behavior, running is one behavior, barking is one behavior. So there are number of behaviors which are going to be available for the animal. Those behaviors are nothing but methods. And animal state, when we see the animal, I can able to observe this is the white color dog, this is the black color dog, this is the brown color horse. We can able to easily specify by the state of the object. State is nothing but property. Behavior nothing but functionality of the horse. Horse is running, horse is eating, horse is walking, something like that is called methods. So try to understand simply. Object oriented programming, there are number of concepts which are going to be available, but all the concepts which are not available in part of ES6, but all those concepts which are available in the TypeScript. TypeScript is complete object oriented JavaScript, but ES6 is partial object oriented JavaScript. But here we need to understand what is the class, what is the object first. Object is blueprint of class. So first of all, you tell me one point, horse is animal or not? Dog is animal or not? Ox is animal or not? Yes, I can say that horse is animal, dog is animal, horse is animal. So everything is animal, animal, animal. Nothing but horse is one object of the animal, dog is one object of the animal, ox is one object of the animal. Able to easily say that. Object is nothing but object matlab blueprint of a class. Now you tell me those properties, name, age, color, can I give for the horse? Yes. So same methods, eating, walking, can I give for the horse? Yes. whatever the behaviors you have in the class, whatever the properties you have in the class, those properties, those behaviors, I can able to easily transfer to the object. It is possible. Object is nothing but blueprint of the class. Class having some behaviors, class having some properties means automatically those properties, those functionalities automatically come to the object. Try to understand this. Okay, so let me go to the program now. You can easily understand. So I'm going to be creating the class called rectangle. Creating a class called rectangle. Rectangle is going to be having some constructor. Constructor, nothing but constructor is going to be storing the parameters. Constructor is going to be storing the parameters. So this constructor is having two parameters. One is the length, one is the width. This dot length is equal to length, this dot width is equal to width. So this dot length is the final value storage. This dot width is final value storage inside the constructor. Okay, now come to the get area method. One method I am going to be defining inside the class. Inside the class I am going to be defining one method, get area. This get area is going to be written. So how to get area of the rectangle? Length into width. Length into width. So length is coming from this dot length. Width is coming from this dot width. So this dot length into this dot width is going to be returning by the get area. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to create one object for this. I want to create one object for the class called rectangle. Class is the rectangle. So rectangle is the class. This is the class. Completely this is the class. For the class, I am going to be preparing one object. What is the object for the class? What is the object for the class? This is not a class, this is extension. So class square extends from the rectangle. This is called inheritance. This is called inheritance. So I'm trying to inheriting the class. So from the rectangle class, I'm going to be preparing the one more class called square. So class square extends from rectangle. Extends from rectangle. So this is also having some constructor. Square going to be having some length. Square going to be having some length. Length is going to be nothing but super length and child length. So don't confuse with this. Don't confuse with this. Let me go with the, just delete this. This is confusion part. I will let you know later. I will let you know later. So how to create object for the rectangle? So where REC is the rectangle object. REC object. REC object is nothing but a rectangle object. Now tell me REC object. So I'm trying to creating one object for the class. I'm trying to creating one object for the class. So what is the name of the object here? REC object. REC object is equal to new rectangle. New rectangle. Rectangle is the class. For that class, we have to pass two constructor parameters. One is the length, one is the width. So new rectangle, which is going to be having 5, 10. 5 is the length, 10 is the width. Next one, document.write REC object dot get area. REC object dot get area. When I say call get area is going to be accessing with the length and width, length into width. So output of this is very simple. You will be having output as 50. You will be having output as 50. Try to understand how to create the class, how to create object. That's it. The only need is how to create the class, how to create object in the part of React.js. In the part of React.js, we have the concept of classes, we have the concept of objects. That is the reason I'm going to be defining with you how to create a class, how to create an object with the ES6 part. Just try to understand this part. Don't confuse with the multiple things. This is enough. Next, we will go with modules. Very important. Very important. So you people already done with the first program in React.js. In first program React.js, we have the index.html. We have the index.html. Index.html binding with what? Index.html binding with what? Index.js. Very good. Index.html binding with index.js. Very good. Index.js. But index.js binding with what? Very good. App.js. JS. App.js is the root level component, right? But app.js binding with what? So we already done one program. App.js binding with three components. The first component is header component. Second component is main.js. Third component is footer.js. You know this one? You know this one? So this is the header.js. Then is the main.js. This is the footer.js. We already know this one in the part of React.js. We already know this particular structure in the part of the React.js first application, whatever we did. So header is one component, footer is one component, main is one component. These three child components are merging with the app.js. So here this is exporting, importing, export and import, yes or no? Here it is exporting and here it is importing. We have to understand this concept here. Export and import. Here it is exporting, there it is importing. Here it is exporting, here it is importing. Here it is exporting, here it is importing. And finally, all these things are going to be available in the app.js. Am I clear? So React.js is completely a tree structure. Tree structure, number of components, one inside another. Number of components, one inside another. Then only you can able to see the visualized page. But how the concepts are going to be exporting, how the concepts are going to be importing. Whenever I export this particular child component, then only I can able to access the component there. Then only I can able to derive the component there. Is it clear? Don't confuse. So let me go with the one simple program, how to work with the imports and export. That is the concept of modules. The modules, script type module. Script type is what? Module. SRC, what is the source? App.js. Source is what? App.js. Where is app.js? App.js is containing with somewhere app.js is available. App.js containing with import greet pi multiply numbers. Greet is one variable, pi is one variable, multiply numbers is the method. These two are variables. Greet is one variable, pi is one variable, multiply numbers is one method. And from main.js. So finally the child component is what? Finally child component is here main.js. So now tell me the structure, whatever we understand. So main.js, this is the main.js. Main.js sending to the app.js. App.js sending to the index.html, module.html. App.js sending to the module.html. That's all. That's all. So we have the main.js. Main.js having the code, whatever the code we have. So in the main.js, we have two variables. We have one method. We have two variables. We have one method. These two variables and one method actually exporting to the app.js. Exporting. First of all, it should be export here. It should be export here. Can you see this? Can you see this keyword? Export keyword. What I'm exporting? Exporting greet, exporting pi, exporting multiply numbers. So one is the greet variable, one is the pi variable, one is the multiply numbers method. Greet variable, pi variable, multiply numbers method. Three things, three concepts, three data types we are going to be exporting first. So when I export here, automatically all the things are actually accessing in the app.js. What app.js containing with? App.js first of all importing from main.js. How many things importing here? One is the greet, one is the pi, one is the multiply. First of all, greet, pi, multiply numbers exporting here, exporting from the child class main.js. Here it is exporting, here it is importing. Here it is importing. Import greet, import pi, import multiply numbers. Number of times no need to write. Import object. Import object. So write the first variable greet, second variable pi, third variable multiply numbers. From which component? From main.js component, I'm importing all. So when I import, I can able to execute the outputs. Alert greet, alert pi, I'll have to multiply numbers of 6, 15. Finally, main, this is the app.js, right? App.js is merging with the module.html. So that's it. Why? Because of browser can able to understand only HTML. Browser can't able to understand any JavaScript. Browser can't able to execute any JavaScript. Browser can able to understand only HTML. Whenever you want to execute some JavaScript, JavaScript need to be integrated with HTML first. That is what actually React application architecture. React application architecture we seen. React application architecture finally index.html is there. But we told React is completely JS6. So we have number of JS components, but all these JS components executing into the or migrating into the index.js. Index.js actually merging into the index.html. Finally, browser can able to understand index.html. In the same concept. So this is the simple program. Simple program, only two variables, one method. Two variables, one method in the main.js. There we are exporting. In the app.js, we are importing. And finally, app.js is executing in the index.html. Got my point? Got my point? Any confusion with this? Don't confuse with the JS files, don't confuse with the HTML file. Okay, so these are the multiple concepts which are going to be available. So REST parameter, spread parameter, destructing assignment. We will go with the next class. All this.